Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Kev Play. This is Kevin, and we are on episode 5 of The Last of Us Part 2. Last time the big kind of uh premise of this game happened, and very upsetting. We talked a lot about what it could mean. We analyzed Joel as a character. Um, but yeah, the character we were playing as before, Abby, is the one that um, spoiler for obviously no one anyone who's watching this now, you're obviously following along the story. No one's just jumping in. But yeah, he she killed Joel. Very much had a vendetta to for this guy, you know. And she went through with that, and it was very visceral and um, dirty. Definitely did him in the most gruesome way. You know, tortured him. You know that she's obviously carrying a lot of pain. This character, this woman. Um, I have to say when they first show the trailer of the character Abby, and she's kind of like tied up in the woods, and she's breaking out, and she's kind of she's presented as like a protagonist. And I remember thinking before this game came out, I was like, is that supposed to be Ellie's mom? And I was always interested in that character, the character of Anne, Ellie's mom, who's mentioned in the first game. Um, but obviously she ended up being the complete opposite of Ellie's mom, in being someone who snuffed out her kind of like surrogate father figure in Joel. So definitely rough, bold decision for us to be playing as this character. Um, Really, without knowing her motives, and then it coming to that. So very very emotional and such. Anyway, so we were kind of grieving last time. That's pretty much what that whole reflection of on Joel and everything was in the cemetery was. But now we're just gonna press onward and see where we go from here. Right now we're going to Joel's house, and we can see. Obviously, what's interesting is that Joel, as many enemies as he made along the way, and how much I was saying, like, it could have been anyone who did this to him. It's interesting that he's also in turn made a lot of friends, and dare I say, reconnected with family like Tommy and Maria, and Ellie is definitely family to Joel without a doubt. So it's an interesting. I think it's very interesting to see how much everyone paid their respects here, um, because it's not as black and white as we would imagine. He did bad things. He probably was a bad guy in some form, but what he did, with, like, say, with the fireflies and all that, like, that was something out of that's born from a human concept, that is love and what we do for our loved ones. And if any of us were in the same position as him, where Ellie is kind of just taken upon, just kind of tricked into getting into surgery. I'm sure Ellie would have went through with it. She had a choice, but she was never given that choice. You know, but from his perspective, it's just like, if she's a daughter to him, like, what wouldn't you do for your daughter, your son, or your someone you love? Like, it's a very interesting. The show just ended too. The first season of The Last of Us on HBO. So that's pretty much a lot of what the discussion is right now too. I'd say, for more or less, the show nailed what it tried what the game does, uh, in what it accomplishes. So, but anyway, let's press on.
Hey, what do you need? I can go get it. I want to do it. Okay. I'm okay. Come on.
Joel's place.
I'll hang out down here. Thanks.
I also want to make a correction. Last time I was talking about the David episode of the HBO show, and I mentioned that the actor was the guy from El Camino, and I said Scott Peterson. I don't know where I got when I said that, I knew it might not be Peterson, but I just want to say it's Scott Shepard, who played David in The Last of Us and El Camino. What we got here? Is that a picture, Joel, by Ellie? Must be by Ellie, right? To Joel from Ellie. Pretty much nailed him. Nailed his features. This is interesting that Joel has a recliner here to watch TV. Ellie is in the same community, but they apparently have watched movies together, like movie night. As we could see, there's some DVDs here. I wish I can zoom in more, see what they got. But it's probably fictional titles for all we know. I doubt it's The Whale or Top Gun Maverick. But I could see them both watching those two films. Here's a is that Joel in an Indian headdress, or is that just a random portrait? I'm just exploring Joel. This is like a window into Joel's world right here. Look what we have here. It's a dinosaur pamphlet.
Deinonychus. That was a good day.
Oh, we gotta read this now. Giants of the Past, Deinonychus. If you were to visit Wyoming, I'm not gonna read all of this. I can't. Learn more about our feathered friends in the Stairwell Feathered exhibit. Interesting. What do you think of the new picture we have of a more bird-like animal covered in feathers? For many years, dinosaurs. Interesting. I have read all of that, by the way, in the past, but I just, for our sake, for streaming, I don't want to bore everyone too much. Even though I will be reading official, notes that we collect, but that one's felt more contextual to the world, not something necessarily that we needed to read. But I think it actually would be interesting to read if we had the time. Is this? It's like a Twin Peaks mug. It still looks like it might have been. Might have drank from it earlier. Maybe yesterday or something. Oh, she's drawn. What's she saying? Cool. Is this what she wrote afterwards? Oh god, we gotta read that. You have to read that. My mouth tastes like iron. Wounds break open as I scream, sing. You were the. Is she writing a song? You were the soft twang of nylon, a smell of wood oil fretful. Guitar strings with iron are brighter. She crosses that out. Guitar strings with iron twangs, cross that out, sound brighter. They mistook your resonance. Meaning the people, Abby's people, had no idea what the impact of love that Joel had on people. Maybe, regardless of what he did to them, and left me with the dissonance, because and left me with rust. All I have is our last conversation, looping like a chord progression, harmonies in blood. A lot of guitar speak here too. We know that Joel taught her probably over a course of time how to play the guitar. WLF, Washington Liberation Front. Who are they? Tommy said her name was Abby. Interesting. There's the draft. Okay. Guess we'll go upstairs. Let's check out the bathroom, maybe? Is there anything else? Oh, everything's good. Okay, let's go upstairs. A lot of countryside portraits here. Seems very... I doubt Joel really had a choice, but maybe he did. Maybe they really were thriving in this place, that he had enough time to decorate. We got here. Was this taxidermy? No. This is probably little statues. Bear, salmon, elk, pig, wolf, and a rabbit. Anything here interesting? Horses? Seemed like a big horse guy. The last time we played as him, he was on the horse in the beginning of the game. This guy's old tool, kind of like a tool bench, workbench, tool shed area. Oh, we have a guitar here. All the promises at sundown, I meant them like the rest. So she's composing music as we speak. Wow, he has a lot of guitars here. Wow. Alright. He probably collected a lot on his runs, if he could find any. Very somber. What we got in here? This is the master bedroom. It's jacket. It's very complicated, isn't it? It's, what we got here? Oh god. I already know what this is. Come a long way. Before we pick that red, I feel like once we pick that up, it's gonna be like the story. Just want to see what we got before we start. Well, we get some albums here. Axel Diggs, Exceptional, Emerald Drive, Sentiments by Axel Diggs, Galactic Nebula, Volume 1, Sally Young, Yours to Adore. Cool. Alright, let's see what we got. Someone was here looking at this memory box. Oh god, here we are. Oh, she probably brought it here. Here's the watch that Sarah gave him in the very first scene. That's his gun. Protector and Destroyer. Alright.
Ellie, can you come down here?
Everything okay?
Yeah, it's just come on down.
Joel and Tommy. Someone's definitely here. Here we are.
Maria, I'm headed to Seattle. I wish I could let it go, but I can't. I have to bring these people to justice. Ellie's gonna try to come after me, but stop her. Take her guns, lock up the horses, maybe lock her up. Buy me some time so I can end this. Love you always, Tommy. He's gonna get himself killed.
He should have taken me with him. You should have given us a group to go after those fuckers.
I wish I could.
You gonna try to lock me up?
I'd prefer that you stay.
That's not gonna fucking
I
happen.
prefer that you stay, but I know you better. You going with her?
Yeah.
So you're just gonna sneak out of here?
Yeah.
On foot?
Yeah.
I told the stable to let you out with your horse. Grab some ammo, too.
Thank you, Maria.
Just, do me a favor and bring my dumbass husband home in one piece, please.
Of course.
All right. Get going, you're losing light.
Wow.
This hunter was on top of him, drowning him, and Joel couldn't get to his gun.
Jeez. Were you scared?
Well, I didn't even think. I just ran in there, grabbed his gun, and shot the guy in the face.
How old were you?
14. How old were you when you first killed someone?
We talking infected?
No. Fully conscious, non-fungal person.
10?
Wow. What happened?
Guy was coming at my mom. I stabbed him.
Shit. You got me beat.
Yeah, I'm a real badass. So how lost are we?
We're not.
Uh-huh.
Hey, have a little faith.
What about those crazy cannibals you said you and Joel ran into? They came after you guys once. Maybe these WLFs are connected to them.
No. It didn't seem like the same group.
Maybe those black market smugglers back in Boston?
Dina, Joel crossed a lot of people. I don't see the point in guessing.
Okay.
At least until we find out more information.
So Dina killed someone at 10, protecting her mom. Rough world they were brought up in, you know? Definitely and I think what Ellie's saying is she was talking about in the first game when Joel was drowning, or he was like being like held underwater by one of the, you know, the goons or whatever, or you know, just one of the other people, and then she shot him. Very similar to how they played it in the show, but it was different where um, Ellie grabs a gun to shoot someone that's like, you know, pretty much killing Joel. But that was in the scene where they crashed the car into the storefront. Um, so that's how the show took kind of like liberty into kind of like, you know, recon- retelling the story in a different way, in a different execution. But I think even in the show, Ellie says that that's not the first person that she's killed, if I recall. So we were given one horse, and Dina came along for the ride. This is beautiful, by the way. Very open. This is like one of those open sections where you can tell they're not going to give you any collectibles, really, because it's just kind of too... It's just meant to be kind of traversed rather than scoured, I guess. I'm so like this feels so real to me that I'm like trying to find the trail more so that I don't go into the like I feel like I'm gonna get ticks if I go into the ferns too much. Obviously that's not has nothing to do with the game, but that's just like how immersive this feels is that how realistic it feels, you know.
Ellie, cars.
Yeah, we're getting close. Start keeping an eye out. Got it.
Civilization. Now, can I get off this? I can. Is this one of... now I'm forgetting, because I'm remembering Days Gone, you can, like, open up cars and stuff. I feel like with this game, it's like, it's like select cars are able to be opened, if I can recall. I feel like there's something in here, though. Oh, player card.
Another superhero card.
Superhero card.
Question. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Probably invisibility?
Strong choice. Is that so you can spy on me?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I want to see what that card is. Got Joel's watch. Oh, the cards are here. Okay. Motivator. Motivator, real name Moira Peak, brains 80, brawn 20, affiliation Spark. If you find yourself doing something you don't want to do, Motivator might be the one responsible. Once a prominent psychologist and researcher in the field of human behavior, Moira Peak's after-hours experiments for Spark yielded powers she deemed too dangerous for anyone to have, so she kept them for herself, able to plant ideas in anyone's head. Her victim's only hope is to get out of Motivator's line of sight, or smash her glasses so she can't see. Neutral villain. Get out of Alright, that's a interesting neutral villain we have here. Alright. Let's keep it moving. I like how I don't really know where I'm going, but I'm kind of... It's like the map design, or like the layout of how they did this is... just feels natural to move forward in a certain way, in a certain direction. Very similar to like Uncharted 4's like Jeep sequence, where it was kind of like wide linear. But like, regardless
Here we go.
which way you go, you're kind of
Guess
going
I
in the
was
same
wrong.
way.
Turns out you do know where you're going.
I feel like there's a bunch of... Oh my god, I just had a memory flashback of me just searching like every single car to make sure I got every single thing here. I don't think I'm gonna do that this time because it just feels so tedious. Look at this. But maybe there's something back here. Let's just check the back area. Because it feels like the game wants you to kind of explore the like. Oh, I remember breaking. How do I break? How do I like melee? See, I need to find something to like smash the windows with. Because then I think you can like. I think you could even see like shiny stuff if there's something in there. You know what? I'll let Dina ride the horse, and I'll. Oh, well, let's go in this. I have a feeling if we can get on top of this RV, then we're in it. Maybe. Let's see. I feel like there's something up here. Or maybe I can drop down from... Oh man, that would be cool. Alright, I guess not. Woo. I love the physics where, like, if you get to the edge... And I noticed this in Hogwarts Legacy too, they do the same thing. Where if you get to the edge, there's a sense of, like, you're about to fall rather than jump down. Like, you're about to just, like... You're... I guess like gravity is going to do its work, and you better land on your feet. It feels like it gives it a more thrilling feel to it. But obviously, Ellie's completely in control of what's happening here. She wouldn't fall completely on her ass. Let's see if there's something on these trucks. I just have a sneaking suspicion there might be. I guess not. It's a plumbing car. Alright, let's not bother. I'm trying to see how to... I think we're... Let's try up here. Oh, I'm just curious, right? Alright. And yeah, so I'm still playing Hogwarts Legacy. I'm like level 34 right now. The game progression tells me that it's like 70-something% that I'm done, but I don't feel like I'm like that at all. I'm definitely getting a lot more done than I was. I'm starting to clear the map out more because at first when I started playing, like I was just kind of like so overwhelmed by what the map was showing me and where I can go and what to do, that I was just like, you know what, let's just like go naturally wherever I want to go and not even worry about the map. And then later on I can start filling in the blanks, and that's pretty much what it, because like that's what would happen is I would start playing, and then like I would have no idea where in the world I was, and I just decided like I'm not going to look at the map at all until I'm done, like until like I find like a nice stopping place, you know, or that I have to go back to like Hogsmeade or whatever to like, you know, trade in my collectibles or whatever to get money, you know, to clear my like gear slots, I guess, because you can only hold so much gear at a time. So then I would check the map and I'd be like, oh wow, like I actually traveled a ways out. I think this little motorhome area, it's not really a motorhome, it's kind of like a little shanty town thing. I think we can go in here. Let's check it out. I think we would hear infected by now. Some gear. Another player card.
Yes.
Let's check it out. The Starfire Kids. Okay. Starfire Kids, real names Imaru and Sora Hoshi. Brain 60, Bronze 60, affiliation Society of Champions. When 14-year-old twins Amiru and Sora Hoshi found a meteorite in the woods outside Kyoto, touching it imbued them both with the power of astrokinesis, the ability to take starlight and turn it into energy. Taken into custody by the Society of Champions, Tesseract, and that's one of, I think that was one of the first people we came, or cards we came across, mentored the kids on how to use their power safely and wisely, though his overprotective nature eventually drove them away. Now they live on the streets trying to find meaning and purpose in their powers. I wonder if this is like a kind of like a not a metaphor. I guess like a what's the word? Or is it maybe it's symbolic of Joel was Tesseractor and he mentored Ellie, and maybe even in passing, um, was had a good relationship with Dina in some way, and he was very overprotective, and then that drove him away. I guess no. Well, that's not really what drove him away. Him dying is what drove them away onto their mission right now, where they're on the streets basically. It's all overrun with plant growth and everything. But I guess it's more or less about those two Starlight kids. They grew up under someone's wing, and they learned, and then eventually were forced out of the nest, I guess, and now have to go traverse the world on their own. That's kind of what we're doing here. What we got here? Oh, is this a map? Okay. Welcome to Seattle. It's a map of Seattle. Downtown Seattle. Oh, yeah, so maybe we can use this for later. Oh, I think this is one of those collectibles where if you missed this area, because I think you need that map for later. If you missed this specific drawer, then it would have shown up in another drawer at some point. So that's cool.
Anything good in there?
Found an old tourist map.
Well, that's something.
Alright, I think we're good here. But yeah, I'm enjoying Hogwarts Legacy. Story is okay. I'm enjoying the combat a lot more now that I'm starting, like the skill tree is starting to come about, and I'm learning more spells, and I'm loving the collectathon in the game. It really feels like a big, giant collectathon, and I'm definitely I'm looking forward to get back into it. It's a lot of fun. Very charming worlds. Harry Potter is a lot like Twin Peaks in a way, where it's like there's a very charming nature to it, but it's also very dark, and there's kind of like a criminal underbelly to the sweetness and the good-heartedness and all that. All right, what we got here? So I figure I'll let Dina ride the horse. I feel like we need to get a good on-foot lay of the land here. Whoa. See, she lands on her feet, more or less. I probably should have done that. Love that water physics. The way she looks, just her clothes are so wet now, like...
That sure seems quiet. Yeah. Think about how well we hide our lookouts.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what scares me.
Back in a minute. You got it.
I'm not going anywhere, but maybe there's some place I can go to? Is that what they're suggesting? I remember I broke like all these windows back when I first played this. I forgot how I did it though. Because I wasn't wasting my bullets on it. I definitely must have had a... Oh, that's what it was. I must have had like a crowbar or something. But I'm not going to waste my bullets on here if I can avoid it. Alright, let's keep going. But yeah, so The Last of Us on HBO, the finale just aired. I wanted to talk with Pelpa Pig about this, but I don't think he's here yet. But I figure I might as well just give my piece just in case we run out of time. I thought it was good. I thought they nailed it. I was very concerned how they were going to cover the giraffe moment. All the kind of like last, the bonding, him telling her about Sarah and like what he went through and stuff, and And covering Anna because I knew like Ella, what's her name, Ashley Johnson was gonna play Anna, who's Ellie's mother. Um, and in the game we see it. We get a lot of story through notes between Marlene and Anna in the hospital section at the final, in the final hospital section. Um, but we got that cold open where she gives birth to Ellie, and very powerful, powerful scene. What's this? This looked like an infected at first. This tree bark or tree root. But yeah, it's very. It was well done, and I was just like, I hope they land it. I hope they land that final. What happens. Like, how do you go from like you're gonna talk about Anna, and then we're gonna have to get that great giraffe scene, which was excellent, by the way. I did think it was a CGI giraffe at first, a little bit, but I was like, wow, that's really, really good CGI. But apparently, the only CGI was just the environment, really. Like, and it was actually it was actually a real giraffe, which I'm glad. I always love when film or television goes for a more authentic experience with between the actors and what they're interacting with and all that. So I like when it's awesome that they use a real giraffe. Absolutely. I feel like CGI in film and TV should only be um, used for like visual editing. Oh, I'm hearing like a lot of bugs in my mic from the game, obviously, um. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, like I know Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, or Better Call Saul as a uses digital film, and they use CGI in a lot of shots where it's like you don't even know CGI is even happening. Um, that's the kind of CGI I support and I encourage in digital film. I don't know how The Last of Us was filmed, but I'm pretty sure it might have been digital because most films these days are not many are using like 35 millimeter actual film anymore, like the way Breaking Bad did. But digital has its benefits, and I think honestly, I think they did a really great job in this scenario. Yeah, excellent with the giraffe, very emotional. Just hit every little beat that I wanted to. Playing that music, some of my favorite video game music for in terms of emotion in a video game that I've ever felt. They really nailed it, especially the way they obscure the view of like Joel's view of the giraffe at first when he first like walks into you know, where Ellie is. They did that perfectly. It reminded me just of the game of like how random and surreal that was. Um, and yeah, then you have that ending. I did feel like it was kind of like interesting. I actually was thinking like, what if they did this instead of what they did? But I don't know which is better. See, what they did with when Joel decides to fight back against the Fireflies and starts to like mow them down in the hospital, and he's pretty much committing like a mass murder on a grand scale against people who are trying to you know save the world in a way. Not even in a way. They have very much. They have a lot of going for the fact that this could very much be their cure to humanity. Um, but when they do it, when they executed that, they started to do it almost like in montage, where they were taking the viewer's access to Joel, and keeping him at arm's length, and basically allowing him to do this awful series of murder and whatnot, Whereas in the game, we had control of that. We were doing it ourselves. Yes, we were, everyone had to be killed in order for us to reach that end, but we had control, and we kind of had justification in by having control. We had justification in doing so. So I was like, when they made it so like a montage where they kind of made him like, where it felt like the show wasn't showing us, they were more telling us of what he's doing. Like, he's like, this guy is a bad guy. Look what he's doing. He's doing this. This is the show in subtext telling you this is what he's doing. That we're telling you this. Whereas if they showed us kind of him from his perspective of him doing these awful things.
Yep. Watch the high spots.
Oh, here's the WLF QZ. But yeah, what was I gonna say? By It's kind of like in Breaking Bad, where we're behind Walt every step of the way, even when he's doing awful things. But we understand what he's doing. We understand why Joel's doing it. But I wonder if it would have been more effective if they played it as if of course he's going to do this, and we're hoping he succeeds in a way, where they can make it a little bit more nuanced with that. But they decided not to. They decided kind of to make it like, no, this is a bad thing he's doing, and he's just doing it. Like, this is like something. It definitely felt like I definitely felt less sympathy for what he was doing and why he was doing it in the show compared to the game, because in the game, and maybe this can be owed to how much time we have spent in the game compared to the show. But I remember the show, for me, the show, I mean, the game feels much more complicated with what happens, and maybe we're as a gamer, we're so much more desensitized to the violence we're committing, whereas with a show it becomes much more blatant. But I kind of wish they would have at least, I don't know, maybe, I don't say I want to wish. I don't know. Like, I have no idea if it would have been better or not. But I'm wondering if they could have presented that.
Some cracks up there in the wall up above. You see it?
Yeah. Not sure how we get up there, though.
I'm just wondering if they could have presented it in a way where it wasn't telling us this is a bad moment. They could have played the moment out the way it was in real time, almost, and make us feel kind of a sense of urgency and a sense of suspense, and that where it's like we're almost to the point where we're confused that we're still following the character the way, but instead it's like they took that away in a way where it was like, oh, you're not following the character anymore. We're kind of like we're keeping him at arm's length right now, and we're showing you this is the character you've been following, and this is what he's doing right now. It's like we weren't really in his head. We understood why he was doing it. We understood that his headspace, but I feel like we weren't in his headspace. Whereas with the game, we were in his headspace because we are controlling him. So I feel like in film and TV, you there's ways to make you kind of to capture that, and I don't know if it captured it as well as the game did. And I know and obviously the game's going to capture that more easily than a TV show where you're watching events unfold would. But television, we shouldn't just dismiss television and movies, that they can get you into that headspace too. They can capture that. And I don't know if they did. That's the thing. That's my only nitpick / criticism, I guess. But they nailed their vision. They nailed what they were, like, from generally speaking, what they were doing. That final moment where Ellie is like, like, swear to me, like, what you said was true, and she kind of has to accept his lie. That's all there, and that's all executed well, performed well, great performances all the way around, by the actress who played Marlene, Ashley Johnson, Bella Ramsey, and Pedro Pascal, all excellent. I even saw the Blu-ray, excuse me, the Blu-ray 4K. They already like released the cover for it, I guess,
WLF.
and it looks excellent. I'm gonna get
Trespassers
that day
killed on
one.
sight. That's friendly. At
David-
least we know we're in the right place.
Where is everyone?
They put up this sign. Means there's gotta be a way in.
Let's see what we can find around here. So we'll check out this area first. See, I feel like if we missed that map before, we would have found it here. We got a note. When you get to the gate, look for a soldier named Kieran. Tell him I sent you. Then give him the kilo, and he'll get you inside the wall. Good luck. I wonder... See, now this game is... What we'll see later on is... Every enemy has a name. You kill an enemy, and another enemy will call out their name or cry out their name in anguish. Like, I wonder if we will hear... Kieran. That's what I meant to say. Kieran. I wonder if we'll hear that name at some point. Let's see what we got. Nothing in here. See, I feel like they left some of these drawers empty so that they can give the player the chance to get that map at some point. Let's see what we got. Can I go underneath here? That's what I'm wondering. For a second, I thought they weren't going to allow me to, but it's cool that they did. And I still, even there, I was like, oh, I guess I can't crouch this way, but there's a lot of versatility in this game. Alright, let's check out this way. Let's see what we got. I feel like I want to go inside here. Like, can we climb over the fence here? Oh, we can. Oh, I could have just went this way. Alright. Let's check out this area.
Anything good in there?
Pretty picked over.
And I'll still say I think the show would have benefited from being a little longer. I think they still nailed every beat of it, but I feel like it's not just so much about nailing the story beats. I want to kind of be soaked in the world a little bit more. That's the point of a television show, is that you're investing in characters you're willing to be with longer than a film. You know, you're willing to be with them for the long haul. And I know these days TV seasons are shorter, but I think, you know, give it a 12 episode, 13 episode season. This would have been, I think it could have really worked. But, you know, that's just me. I still think it was good for 9 episodes. Phaedra stages of infection. Infected stage 1. Cordyceps has taken over the victim's motor functions, fast and agile. Stage 1. Infected usually travel in packs. Do not let them swarm you. This just made me think. Imagine playing as a character. Say there's a part 3. Imagine playing as a character where the character gets infected and you still have control over the character until you don't. Like, you still have control over the character, but then the cordyceps and the fungus just take over and you just lose complete control over the character. That'd be interesting. I don't think... Has that ever been done in video games where you lose control and identity of your character completely? Obviously, your character can be killed off. I've played games like Area 51 for PS2 in 2005 where, you know, you get infected, but you have control over your infection. You can bring it out, you can bring it back to human form. But has there ever been a TV or a character where you're kind of racing against time before you lose who you are? That'd be interesting. Infected stage 2 uses environment to hide and ambush victims. Will frequently flank and attack from behind. Approach with caution and check your surroundings. Infected stage 3 completely blind, acute hearing, uses echolation to seek out prey. I guess that's kind of like what bats do. Well, that's more sonar, I guess. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's just a different word. Keep your distance. Stage 3 infected are known for their ferocious attacks and are extremely lethal. Infected stage 4, a rare but dangerous evolution of stage 3 infected. Incredibly strong and capable of throwing acidic projectiles. Do not engage unless absolutely necessary. I guess this is what the bloater is. I wonder if this is infected stage 5. Has this world existed long enough to see that? Did I go over here? Patrol routes, rations inventory, and cleared zones. Alright, so the WLF have put their work in, it seems. Unless this is Fedra, I can't really tell. Maybe WLF took over Fedra. What's this? What we got? I feel like there's gonna be something interesting in here.
Holding cells. Soldiers had them in Boston, too. See a way in?
Ellie?
I don't need a hint.
Up there.
I don't need a hint. I'm just enjoying the stroll through the holding cell area. Anything in here? Oh, cool. But yeah, other than that, The Last of Us HBO, what else was there to say? I saw people online, they were complaining
Ellie,
that there wasn't enough
what about this?
infected during the show's run, but I thought it was fine. I do think it could, you know, I saw Craig Mazin say that he didn't want it to be too repetitive, I guess. He wanted to like put infected where it was necessary, but he didn't want it to be like, you know, where it was just constant, like, you know, sequences of infected for the, you know, cheap thrills or whatever. I guess he wanted to tell the story was first and foremost for him, so I get that. But yeah, I guess we'll go this way. Should I go on here yet, or should I just check? I just want to see what's over here actually before I go crazy. Maybe we have a cop car, but I'm sure it's been scavenged for if anyone's been here for earlier than us. Doesn't look like we got anything here. We still got our horse Shimmer here. Shimmer, right? What's over here? Man, oh man, they really do make this place huge, man. I don't think I can even bother. All right, let's do what we're here to do. And it seems like Season 2 is going to be this game stretched out over more than one season, which I think is appropriate because the narrative structure for this game is definitely interesting and definitely, I don't think a season of television, especially anything, if it's like 9 episodes or 10 episodes again, I don't think it's going to suffice. But, what we got here?
Dina, help me up here.
Or
Okay.
maybe they can fill out between seasons too, for all we know. Maybe there's story to tell. I mean, between games, you know what I mean? Okay.
I'll keep an eye out. Just see if you can get the gate open from the other side.
Sounds good.
Oh god. Little platforming. Okay, cool. I was like, I see little scratch marks. It means the people probably shimmied their way across. Interesting animation for the shimmy there. Alright, so keep in mind we have not died yet. I would hope that I don't make a silly mistake here. Okay. Ooh, I got vertigo. I do feel vertigo with this. I guess we gotta go this way. Let's try it. Ooh. Press circle to prone and crawl. Okay. I guess we gotta make this jump. This is gonna be a little scary. This game knows what it's doing. Oh man.
Ellie? I'm good. Just almost died.
Would you have died though? Maybe, probably. Okay. Alright, made it over the wall.
Where are these fuckers?
Fedra. Oh, so this was a Fedra zone before, and it was taken over by WLF, I guess. Figured. I remember this. I think if you go up... Might be something interesting up here. Some supplies and a card.
Cool.
Another. We're just collecting superhero cards all day this episode. Let's try to see what we got. Chessmaster. Real name Celeb Sophos. Brains 100, brawn 40, affiliation none. After a run-in with multi-dimensional hero Tesseractor, I guess that's Joel for all we know. I don't know. I keep thinking that. I thought it was Tess a few episodes back, but alright. Criminal mastermind Celeb Sophos suddenly could see every possible outcome of his decisions before he made one, naming himself Chessmaster for his newfound ability to see dozens of moves ahead. This power came with a cost, though. Though he made a fortune helping other criminals plan their heists, seeing all possible outcomes crippled him with indecision. Unable to utilize his power to enrich himself, he is forced to rely on others to make choices for him. Interesting. Villain. He's a villain, okay. That's true. If you could see all the consequences ahead, you'd be afraid to live and make choices for yourself, because you would feel like you're studying too much. Oh, we got more reading material before we end. Zelda. Once your unit's taken the gate, open it up and coordinate with John's unit. We've got plants in the refugee line ready. I don't want any Fedra survivors. As soon as you've got control of the area, offer the refugees entry in exchange for loyalty to the WLF. May your survival be long. Isaac. Okay. Alright, Isaac. Alright. Alright. Now we can go down this way. Let's not fall. Let's not make a stupid death, you know, by falling off a ladder. Got a brick. Could I break these windows? I wonder. Ah. Alright, so we're in this area now. What we got?
Okay, how do I get you power?
Looks like we got a little puzzle here. Oh, I think we should have used that brick for... Hopefully we can still break this open. What, more reading material? Oh no. Probably though, right? Yep. Oh, what's this? Looks like a...
Okay, wonder when this was written.
Main gates. Oh, this is like codes. Okay, main gate is 0501, 0512. North 0 is 1382. North 1 we don't know. East 1 we don't know. East 2 5345. WE or West 1 612A. West 2 0451. Over. What we got here? Got a big operation coming up, and Isaac wants us to scavenge any remaining supplies from downtown.
Saravena base. That's something.
Take any gas from the courthouse garage, the dome, and take them to the safe house in the Saravena base. So I guess Isaac runs the WLF. Just curious before we do anything.
That's a generator.
I guess next time we'll do this, this whole generator puzzle area. For now, yeah, we'll call it here. Yeah, if you want to take it upon yourself to like, comment, or subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. You can subscribe to, or, follow me on, Kev Plays on YouTube. I think it's, Kev Plays 9490 or something like that, but just do Kev Plays anything, Spyro, Crash, and then you'll see me. My profile picture is like one of those like balloon car people, wind people, marketing. You know what I mean? Like those like crazy wild arm inflatable guys that you would find at like a dealership. But yeah, there's follow me there. You can follow me on Twitter at Let's Watch Series. I'm always posting updates of what I'm doing and everything. So, yeah. Other than that, we will next time we will get to the bottom of this generator debacle and kind of all these gates we gotta do. I think Dina's still on the other side, so let's not keep her too long on that side. We'll come back next time. Anyway, it's been great talking. Peppa Pig, you've been missed. We'll see you next time maybe, and then hope all is well. And yeah, other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, keep a clear head, and keep on gaming. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.